Hello, welcome to this playthrough of Elden Ring, where I will be in the co-pilot seat and Branwell will be driving. This is a lore playthrough, and in every video there will be spoilers because this is intended as a vehicle for Branwyn to explain her theories on the lore of the setting. So if you'd rather develop your own theories without being influenced by other people's, or don't want to be surprised on some of the deep lore of the game, this is not a straight playthrough of just playing gameplay focused. This is a lore focused playthrough. So you might want to give this a pass if you want to avoid big spoilers. With that said, I hope you enjoy the video. And we're back.
Welcome back, everyone, to Elden Ring. Full spoilers for Elden Ring. I am Branwyn. I am here with Thrith.
I am still here.
And we had just finished talking about the end of Dark Souls 3, the usurpation of fire, and the undead. So the undead being a persecuted class in the Dark Souls games has been a thing forever. There were undead hunts. D here is an undead hunter. The Golden Order fundamentalists believe that there's no place in the Golden Order for the undead. Like, the undead are not supposed to happen. You're supposed to die. Your soul is supposed to be absorbed by the Erd Tree roots. You go to the Erd Tree and eventually you get reborn.
Got it.
Because remembering the Erd Tree and the Great Trees are spirit trees, so they absorb your spirit and then, you get recycled, basically. The thing is, if this world is linked to Dark Souls, which for certain pieces of evidence that I have that I believe it is, then the undead curse is actually the result of the actions of Gwyn in linking the first flame. When one of the first things that happened when reality was starting to break down is that people who died would just come back to life in their dead body.
Got it.
It's not like
zombies or whatever.
Yeah. So you really don't have any control over becoming undead. It's just a thing that happens to you. Which is what another character that we're going to talk to at some point is all about. But we can learn. So Golden Order fundamentalism, they at one point, initially the faith in the Erd Tree was just a completely blind faith. It was the Age of Plenty. The Erd Tree produced sap that everyone could have. So there was no poverty. Everything was great. Then the sap dried up, which wasn't supposed to happen. And after the Age of Blind Faith, people started to look into what was actually going on with the Golden Order. And that's how we get Golden Order fundamentalism, which takes a much more scientific view of what is going on with, how does faith work in this? Because we can cast spells.
Right.
So we can look at how the cosmos works, and which is why these incantations require both faith and intelligence.
Got it. Got it.
So
Got it.
yeah,
So
we can't.
the opposite of fundamentalism, of fundamentalist Christianity.
Yes,
Got
yes.
it.
The complete opposite. Yes. Um. So there, we'll talk a bit more later about what they discovered about the Golden Order. Um, once it becomes a bit more relevant. So this guy, oh
Fancy.
boy, his armor is over designed to Billio. Yes.
Yeah.
You must be new here. Well, just call me Dianos. The honor of one's house holds little import in these lands. By the way, have you met a young woman named Lanya on your travels? She's my servant, but fickle as the wind. Take your eyes off her for but a moment and she's good as gone. If you find her, please be sure to tell me.
I get a feeling he's not a good person to work for.
No, he's like there's way too many aristocrats around here, man.
If you meet a young woman named Lanya, she's a servant to my house. She's been my companion since childhood. I've lost count of the number of times I've had to find her like this. Honestly, she's such a little tomboy.
Yeah, so yeah, he's a bit of a soft boy who really wants to be a hard, rough and tumble warrior type. He's got a whole quest line that we'll be dealing with. And this is Hugh. Hugh is one of the misbegotten, as we can see from his animalistic.
Is that clothing or is that a tail? A series of tails.
That is a series of tails.
Interesting.
Yeah, so there is there's a thing called the Crucible.
Right.
And the Crucible is the primordial form of the Erd tree, in which all of the elements of life were blended together, and it created life.
So far, very Wukong.
Yeah. So Crucible energies from that primordial past means that, like, when you get exposed to them, you gain the features of beasts.
Oh, okay.
And those features can be passed down through your bloodline.
Got it. Okay.
You know, to your children. So there is an entire underclass of people in the lands between called the Misbegotten. We've met a few of them. They've tried to hit us over the head with clubs and scimitars.
Yeah.
And carrying rickety shields. Yeah, those are some of the Misbegotten.
Got it. Okay.
So Hugh here is one of them, and he is also our blacksmith.
A little bit smaller than a lot of from soft blacksmiths.
Let's get smithing. I see you've noticed the chains. Nothing special. I'm a prisoner and these are my chains. I'm trapped by the hole. I'm dying, smithing for you fools. That's all there is to it. No, don't read too much into it. Well, no grudge against you. My being a prisoner is no fault of yours. Besides, I don't mind smithing. Despite my differences, the weapons get stronger all the same. Even time. Technique never fails. Besides, it helps me forget. The sheer...
Yeah, because I'm going to get stuff in the dryer. Also clothes. Also that, yes.
So he will be strengthening our armaments. The her that he's speaking of is probably Marika.
The Queen of the Gods, or the first god, or What?
The queen of the gods.
Yeah.
Like, if this is linked to Dark Souls, then Gwyn was the first of the gods. Possibly we will get into it once we get to the Eternal Cities and start talking about stuff.
Okay.
So yeah, there's another character in here who I'm not going to talk to right now because it takes forever to get through her dialogue because she hugs you. She's the character who will be doing the this is why you should probably feel sorry for the undead. Bit of the talking about the undead. This is the mirror we can use to change our appearance. Those doors up there won't open until we have killed our first major boss.
Cool.
This is Ansha. He's the crony of what's his name? That dude over there.
Fake old guy?
Fake old guy, yes. I swear I know all of these people's names. It's just when I start talking about the game that I can't think of the names. Yeah, so...
I mean, you know me. I've forgotten my family, my characters, and sometimes even my name.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Names are a difficulty.
Yeah. So this is the merchant for the round table hold. If important characters that sell things die during the game, probably because we killed them, we'll get a bell bearing off them. And we can bring that bell bearing here, give it to these two, and then they'll sell the items so that we're not ever locked out of anything.
Oh, cool. That's oddly considerate of the designers.
So yeah, as it is, there are a few things we can get. Memory stones increase memory slots for memorizing spells, which we'll be getting into. There's a few actually decent weapon options if you want to get into it. Like, this is where you can just get a longsword if you want it. The short spear is pretty good. The rapier, this is the only place where you get just a regular rapier. So that's pretty cool. It's actually decent. That critical 130 chance is pretty decent. I just don't use it because I find it a little slow comparably. And then there's
that would be comparatively, not comparative.
Then there's the cipher rings, which is the two fingers used to communicate by projecting these ciphers into the air around them. And then the finger readers would be able to translate them for people.
Got it.
But they're all like co-op and PvP things that we don't have to worry about because we're playing offline.
Got it.
So here is the question. How do we want to build this character?
Out of plywood. No, balsa wood.
Do you... It's probably, usually I get a few points in magic stuff and a few points in faith stuff in order to, so that I can use some of the basic useful things. Usually my favored way to play through is with the regular katana that we can go and get. Katana is super powerful at the start of the game. A faith build would be a lot about using elemental damage, but we can just kind of bull our way through the game with a weapon that's powerful enough.
Right. Yeah.
So it just depends what you want to do, or what we want to do. But this is kind of the point where we should probably start deciding which way we want to build, at least for the moment, until we can respec.
Got it.
Um,
I don't clearly know the differences between the builds. Can you
yeah,
pull up the screen with the character traits and all that? So
yeah,
I see vigor, mind, endurance, strength, dexterity, intelligence, faith, and arcane. So
yeah. So
go on.
vigor is hit points.
Okay.
We are going to be upgrading that to 60
Okay.
eventually.
Everybody likes vigor. Got it.
Yeah. Mind will probably be getting to around 23 so that we can use the more expensive ashes in certain places.
Cool.
Endurance is stamina. We will be out, and carry capacity we will be increasing that probably to around 30 so we can wear some heavier armor while still being, a bit lighter on our feet. Depending on what we decide to do, maybe a bit more, maybe a bit less.
Okay.
The differentiators: strength, dexterity, intelligence, faith, and arcane. Strength, you just hit things hard enough that it doesn't matter.
The guts build.
Like, yeah, your build doesn't matter. You just bonk.
Yeah. Okay.
Dexterity, very similar, but dexterity weapons are a lot more. There's a lot more finesse to using them, and it also means you take less damage from falls,
Okay.
which is nice. If you are casting spells, dexterity is also good because how fast you cast things is done with dexterity.
Interesting. Okay.
Intelligence and faith. Intelligence is purely sorcery. You want to deal magic damage, you are boosting intelligence.
Okay.
Faith, you want to do incantations and holy damage, you are boosting faith.
Okay.
Sorcery has a bunch of different uses, but it doesn't do a lot of healing, except for curing madness. There's one spell called Lucidity that helps you with that. It's mainly about it. It's the strength of magic damage. I'm even if you're strong against magic damage, I'm just going to boost my damage into the stratosphere until your resistance doesn't matter anymore.
Got it. Okay.
Faith is more like we're going to take a diverse range of things so that we can adapt what element we're throwing at you to your weakness.
So as long as you understand the weaknesses and the rock paper scissors bits, then you're going to be more effective at any given opponent.
Yes.
But if you mess up the things, you're going to be weaker than other builds.
Yeah, a lot of people make the mistake of thinking that faith is bad because the endgame bosses are strong against holy damage. The thing is that they are weak against fire damage, and faith does fire damage.
Got it. Okay.
Arcane is your luck stat, so as I mentioned before, you get generally better drops if you are boosting Arcane.
Okay.
Arcane also lets you grab the weirder things like Dragon Communion things, and it also boosts the amount of status damage that your weapons do. So if your weapon deals bleed damage and it scales with Arcane, then it will deal more bleed damage, but less damage on hit, but more build up for the big pop off of the bleed.
Got it.
So you get this thing where you're not doing very much, you're not doing very much. Oh, half their health is gone.
That's always kind of fun, actually, and it's like when I was in Black Book playing the vampirism build.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Arcane is very powerful. Do we want to try for Arcane?
Yeah, let's try Arcane. I like weird
Let's-
stuff.
Awesome. Let's try Arcane then. I am playing the bad guy, so this is kind of apropos. All right. So
Is a lot of the evil stuff connected to Arcane?
Oh yeah.
Okay.
Remember how I said it's all about the bleed damage?
Yeah.
Yeah. Though the people who like blood in this game do the whole we live in an area that's drowning in blood thing.
Oh, good. But it's like you started thinking this makes dots stronger. It's like, oh, that sounds cool.
I've done that already. Awesome.
Yeah.
Okay. Let's see if I can not screw this up. Yes, sorceries and incantations. I know about those.
Trying to remember what these stats are in Neo 2 off the top of my head. I know it's courage, which is mostly about stamina regen. There is stamina, which is mostly about carry capacity and ki, or stamina, really. Because I say stamina, but that's not what the bar's called.
We've been invaded, by the way.
Oh. This is a scripted invasion?
It is. This is an NPC invader, not a real person.
Ah.
And
What?
Yura has come to help us.
Okay.
And yes, invaders get Estus flasks in this. Well, not Estus, flasks of tears in this.
Yep. Yeah.
Friend, invaders must stop.
Haha, you've only got one, scrub.
Did he try to heal despite not having any?
Correct.
Just curious, because I wouldn't play, but do player invaders only get one?
No.
Interesting.
No, when you're invading, I believe it's 3. So we just got the Reduvia. The Reduvia requires Dex 13 and Arcane 13. It is one of the best Arcane weapons for the start of the game.
Cool.
Which is why I came here to get that. And then Yura, after that, appears around this corner here.
Just joining the fray, Tarnished. Well, you fought Nereus and survived. That alone deserves commendation. I'm Yura, hunter of bloody fingers. Tarnished, held in thrall by cessblood. Zealots, who stalk their own. You stay the path. You're certain to face more of them. Just remember. No kinship with the criminals. Their madness precludes it.
I imagine that's the direction we're going.
One last word of warning. Stay clear of Agil Lake. A great dragon roosts there.
It's an okay dragon.
That it is majestic. So, unless you're mad, or wish to be burned alive,
Yeah, so Yura here is an interesting character that we'll be seeing a lot of throughout the game. He's part of a covenant that hunts the Tarnished that have turned against the Round Table and hunt their fellow Tarnished.
Got it.
We will also be doing a lot of hunting other Tarnished, and for some reason he doesn't seem to do anything about us.
Interesting.
Spoilers, not really spoilers, but
Right.
Okay, can I get to 13 decks and
I do know you have a lot
13.
of runes that you can spend.
Yes, like I was saving them up. Alright, let's get 1 point of vigor since we're here. Alright. And we put on the Reduvia. Let us go and meet an old friend. So, see how their blood sprays everywhere?
Yeah.
That's bleed popping off.
Ah.
So bleed as a mechanic slowly builds up as long as you hit them. When you stop hitting them, it slowly decreases, but once you get to a certain threshold, it pops and they take a percentage of their max health, I believe it is.
Okay. So if you make Arcane go up, then the percentage that they lose on the pop is bigger.
No, it's the amount of bleed buildup that you get, so the pop happens more often.
Okay.
There is a thing though where the more you deal a certain type of dot damage to somebody, the more that they'll resist it. So it's not perfect system.
Got it.
Uh,
Are there mimics
Okay.
in this game?
No.
That's weird.
There are traps. Hey, Patches.
So
Oh, he got out of my backstab.
So I'm guessing you don't have to instantly get fooled by him.
Oh, you do. You have to start this, but once he hits 50% health, he'll beg for his life.
Got it. This is an interesting way to approach dots, where a status builds up, and then the damage gets hit all at once.
Dang.
Wow.
He got me. Hard to do this while talking, folks. It's alright, just means I get to try again.
And, yep. What's the bell sound?
Remember how I said there are traps?
Yeah.
Most of the traps alert enemies to where you are. So there are traps that string bells across the footpath, and they're quite hard to see.
Oh, that's actually very, very cool and more realistic to how traps are in real life. Because, not that I've ever done it, but setting up actual death traps is a little bit more involved than setting up a alarm system.
Yeah. You can see it there?
Yeah. Neat. Okay, very cool.
We can... You can destroy them as well. It's...
Different weapon, yeah.
Yeah.
By the way, recently in Baldur's Gate, found some people squatting in an extra home for a... Oh, I'm going to stop since you're about to do this.
Wait, please!
Oh,
I surrender! White flag and all!
he went straight to turtle.
Fine. Have it your way. We'll see what's coming. We're about to make out like bandits, boys!
And yes, I did attempt to kill him.
What is status effect is the gas?
Rot.
Oh, fun.
Yeah, super poison. See, Patches gets more.
I get the feeling he couldn't actually see where you were.
He's out. Don't worry, we'll leave him alive in the second run.
Okay. But I was saying, I ran into some people squatting in a noble's house. You convince the noble to let them stay, and he expresses worries about a basement. I go down to the basement because there's a couple kids in this family. Oh my goodness, trapped to every inch.
Wow. So, yes, the reason that I kill Patches here is because I want his clothes.
I see.
They, particularly the femme version, looks
That is
really
actually
nice.
That is really cool. Yeah.
Yeah. Okay, so we're on medium load. That's fine. We have the Reduvia, so we're looking pretty good for
Gear.
for a weapon at the very least. I probably want some more stats, and we want to go and get the seal that we'll be using for most of the run if we're going Arcane.
Cool.
So to do that, I have to go and get a sword key, whatever they call them. I am sucking at this. It's alright, I'll get used to it again.
Yeah. Switching weapon styles, I remember, is a killer in Neo 2. It's like, I hear a lot of people's like, no, you just use whatever weapon is like best fitting for the certain. just keep switching whatever weapons. It's like, no. So I can suck at all of them?
So, a lot of people in these games have a tendency to use the flail method of fighting,
Yeah.
which is a completely valid strategy. Just, not what I like to do. I like to have some intentionality behind my
I genuinely thought you were talking about using
The thing I can't do very well in Neo 2 is the system of being able to switch stances and weapons
feel like you should
in
know the
fight.
trends.
Yeah.
Because you have two weapons going on. And it
I on
is...
purpose.
To be really good, you want to be good at two weapons and be good at switching between them.
Well, yeah.
yes.
Sometimes I just file.
Yeah. And that's probably where I struggle the most.
Mm-hmm. How are we doing for time, by the way?
Oh, good question. 35 minutes. We should switch.
All right.
Okay. Be right back.